time has come. I'm about to go back into that office 5 days a week. Man, I haven't hit one of those in a while. I gotta practice. It's like starting up a lawnmower. I'm rusty. Yeah, I gotta work on that all week. What lunch boxes do people even bring to the office now? Dang, or should I just bring a plastic bag?
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
Working 5 days a week from 22 to 67 has to be actual insanity. There's no way I'm going to be slaving my ass off for that many years just to look forward to 2 days worth of holiday in which I'm going to be tired.
Is this the time of year when anyone else feels like they just want to wake up crying because they have to go to work? I don't know if it's because like holiday break is coming soon, or the fact that the weekends seem to be going faster than they ever have in my entire life, but I'm feeling like actually sick and like I want to start bawling because I can't, like, what is working 5 days and what is having 2 days off? Especially in this economy when no one can afford to live, so everyone has to have some sort of side hustle, so most of the time the weekends are filled with other work stuff, so you don't actually ever get a break, and in the evenings you're forced to cook for yourself, buy groceries that you can't really even afford, and then go to sleep just to do it all over again. Who set this up? Who, like, why? Why couldn't you at least have done like a 4-day week? I'm so confused. I wish I could talk, like, who made the week? Who made the 5-day work week and the 2-day weekend? Because I want to fucking talk to them. Because you could have just made it 1 day difference and it probably would save a lot of people. I think all the time if I just had 1 extra day on the weekend, I would be so much healthier mentally, physically, just overall wellness. Life would just be a lot easier to deal with. I can't get behind this whole 5-day thing. It is too much.
Listen, I for one do not give a flying fuck if AI wants to come for any part of my job. And I don't understand why everybody's worried about it. I mean, I do understand, because that's capitalism working. Like, we stay scared, so we keep working. The 5-day work week was established in 1938. 1938. Everybody had to write shit down. Like, receipts were written because it was 1938. We've got fucking 100 years of innovation since, and we're still working 5 days a week in our one wild and precious life. AI doesn't have to think about when it dies. I think about my death every fucking day, and I don't want to spend 40 hours of every single week working for someone else's goals. Who gives a fuck? Let AI come in and make our life easier for once. But capitalism doesn't want that, because where capitalism gets the most flexibility, where it gets the most return on an investment, is bulldozing your boundaries. All of our boundaries just get shit on by capitalism. Some industries have unions that help mitigate some of this, but for the most part, the workers take on whatever extra stress is needed to complete, you know, a certain amount of something by a certain time. It's us that take on all that load. And we're like worried about maybe doing less work.
Guys, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am working from office 5 days a week. Today is Friday and I'm not supposed to be in the office, but looks like I am. 3 days is mandatory, and 4 and 5 is I'm doing as a volunteer because I just come to the office to grab lunch. If you are an employer and trying to get your employees to show up to office, especially 5 days a week, my hot tip is that you start offering free lunch and they will all show up.
Let me give my life hack to anyone that's about to graduate from college and you don't want to work full time. This is me at 3 p.m. on Tuesday. I just tanned for 4 hours and I took a shower, and now I've been reading in my robe, claw clip up so that I could lay on my back while I read. This is what I do. I have a part-time in-person job. 3 days a week. I like it because I like structure and I like working with people in person. Like, I'm a chatty Cathy. I don't know if I would ever fully want like a fully remote job. So I go in 3 days a week. Then I model on the side, I do influencing on the side, and I also run a TikTok account for a bar. Those I do all on my own timing and like whenever they come about. Which I know is like, basically my main thing is get a part-time job that's in person, but then have little side hustles that you can do on your own time, and like you will live in almost pure bliss. I'm sorry if I flashed anyone.
I just saw a video of 2 women asking those of us who work 9 to 5, how do we go to the gym 5 days a week? Are we lying about it? That's, how do you do that? That's not real. What? I work a 9 to 5 plus a 30-hour-a-week job. So I work 2 full-time jobs and I still go to the gym 5-6 days a week. How do you do that? On my days off from my other job, that's 2 days. On the weekends, that's 4 days. Pick another day through the week. It's 5 days. Maybe a little bit of discipline. If you want it, you'll make the time. If you can scroll on TikTok for an hour, you can go to the gym for an hour. You can watch a Netflix for 45 minutes, you can go to the gym for 45 minutes. You make the time. It's not hard. I promise.
For people that are still in school, or for people who work like a traditional 9 to 5, would you rather work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week? Or would you rather work or go to school for 4 days a week, 10-hour days? Longer days, but you get a 3-day weekend. Which sounds better?
I'm so grateful for having a job, but baby, I'm sick and tired of going to work every single day. Like, it comes to a point. Why are we working 5 days a week with only 2 days off? What sense does that make?
Please can someone tell me, if you are 5 days in the office a week, how on earth are you doing that? I have 2 days in the office every week and have 3 days working from home. And that is enough. Don't get me wrong, I love my office, it's great, I love the people. But if I was told I had to go back into the office 5 days a week, I think I would genuinely quit my job. Like, I actually think I would. I don't think I could do like work me for 5 days straight. Like, I do a Tuesday and a Thursday, and I can like turn like work me on, and then when I'm at home I'm just like normal me. I don't know if that's just like a me thing or whether that's something that like everyone experiences, but how do you do it? And people that like are like way older than me and have like worked like in office jobs for years and years and years when like working from home wasn't a thing, like what? How? I know I'm very like privileged to have a job where I can work from home half the time, but now I'm in it, I don't think I could ever not be in it. So if you've got a job where like maybe you work in a shop or something, like where you have to be there, like the job doesn't work unless you're there, how are you doing that? And I hope you're okay.
Guys, I'm not sure if it is just me, but I would work 4 days at 10 hours per day than 5 days, 8 hours per day. I think having 3 days off is much needed. 2 is just not enough.
I don't know why people even complain about going in an office. I'm so excited. Like, look at all these coworkers I'm about to collab with. This is gonna be so great. I'm so happy I'm here. I can't wait.
You must be new here because I made a viral ass video explaining how much I hate working. So trust me when I say I don't disagree with you. But the thing is, we are the adults. Get over it. You either gonna work 40 hours 5 days a week, or you're gonna work 12 hours 3 days a week. Depending on what field you in, you may be working doubles all the damn time. 10 hours 4 days a week, 10 vacation days. Bro, we are the adults. You gotta get over that shit, or just change your lifestyle. Make it to the point where you don't have to work no more. It's simple. You crazy as fuck if you think I want to work a job for the rest of my life. My sister asked me, what's my dream job? She asked me this yesterday, and I told her to not have to work a job. So guess what? It's up to you, as the adult that you are, to find that time for yourself. Make that time for yourself and for whatever else you got going on, or just work your ass off now to the point where you don't have to work later in your life. I be up late as fuck every night. I'm even putting in work on the weekends trying to make some shit happen so I won't have to keep fucking working and clocking in and answering to people no more. And everybody's process is different from others. Some people may excel faster than others. Some people don't. I always been a late bloomer to a lot of shit. So trust me when I say I don't compare my life to nobody else's life no more, because I realize that my life and the shit that I improve on and shit like that is going be on a different pace than other people. So you may see like somebody like a Cassinet who's young as hell, who's this multi-millionaire, and it may be somebody like you that's still working towards that. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's probably not normal, but at the end of the day, grow the fuck up. So yeah, as normal as it's not to earn a living, because we don't supposed to be earning a living, we are the adults now, so you have to get over it one way or another, twin.
I feel like 2024 should be the year that 5-day working week is scrapped, because it is such a scam working 5 days a week to have 2 days off, and they're not even normally 2 days off because you're that fucking stressed and anxious about going back to work that your entire Sunday is ruined because you have to have a Sunday reset in order to prepare your life for the week ahead, because you have no time to do anything in your week ahead because you have to fucking work for 5 days, 8 hours a day. Some people work longer than that, and I know people will work longer than that. I'm very lucky and I work 8 hours a day. I still don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Why is it so normalised to work 5 days a week and only have 2 days off? And all this has come about because I've had 3 weeks of annual leave and it's been fucking bliss. And now I have to go back to working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Why is it so normalised in society to work 5 days a week and have 2 days off? Why? That's not a good work-life balance. At least give me a 3-day weekend. Like, I've got ADHD. I can do all of my work within 3 or 4 days anyway. So just let me have a 3-day weekend. Why, as a society, do we work so much? I don't get it. I don't want to work for 5 days every single week for the rest of my life, basically, until I retire. But under this fucking government, I won't be retiring probably. Oh my god, I don't want to go to work tomorrow.
It's always get to the money, chase the bag. When is the money gonna get to me? When is the bag gonna chase me? God damn it. I'm tired of this shit. All I do is wake up, get ready for work, go to work, come home from work, go to sleep because I'm so tired of work, then wake up and do it again for 5 days on end. Help me! I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. I do love what I do. Anyways, you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Toodles.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
So we have 7 days out of the week. Why are we working 5 of them? Like, seriously, who came up with that system? 5 days on, 2 days off? The math ain't mathin', buddy. I feel like 4-3 is more reasonable. 5-2 is just disrespectful. And then on top of that, I have to spend 8 out of the 24 hours at work. Like, I already spent 8 of it sleeping. I don't know, they definitely set us up to fail in this life.
Y'all, I know it's not just me. Lately, I've been calling out of work for anything, bro. I can't stand being at work. If it's a Monday, I'm calling out. If I get up and I breathe the wrong way, I'm calling out. If I need a mental health day, I'm calling out. If I hear ahead of time that we're going to be short-staffed today, I'm calling out. PTO or not, I'm calling out. Hell, even if I just don't want to be there, I'm calling the fuck out.
Call me crazy, but I'm starting to wonder if these CEOs who want us to come back into the office have any idea what we did in the office. Make it make sense.
Nothing like working a 5-day week just to have 48 hours of freedom and then just continue another 5 days of work and do that forever. Seems fair and just.
Lots of weird stuff is normalized. 12-hour shifts with almost no breaks, working almost full-time while studying, students eating pasta every day or skipping meals because they can't afford more, a full year of work for a week of vacation, etc. It's so dumb if you ask me. And I agree with you, okay? Like, it doesn't make sense at this point. I feel like there needs to be some type of change because this whole 5-day work week, I think this was, I don't know, it just doesn't work for us anymore, right? Like, our schedules are different. People have families. They have lives. They want to get in exercise. They want to get in this, have some fun and playtime. But when you're working 12-hour shifts, like, when do you get playtime? There's no time for you to like decompress. And it's like they expect us to work the majority of our lives and then maybe retire at 65 and then spend 10 years doing what you want to do. But that's not something I wanted to do. At first, I was a part of that mold, but I had to break free. Okay, I needed to take my time back, and I did. And this is how.
Most of our lives, we are actually working for somebody else. And most people who actually work, they only work like about 5.5 hours per day anyway. 5.5 hours of actual productive work. And so our work schedule should actually be working 5 days a week at 6 hours per day.
So this is rare for me, but I'm working at 5 days this week, 5 days straight, Monday through Friday. And hats off to you people who work 5 days a week on a weekly, yearly basis, because it's just like the struggle of getting ready, you know, and like waking up and knowing you have responsibilities is so like daunting in a way when I'm so used to doing this maybe like 3 days a week. Yeah, I'm a flight attendant, so our schedules are wonky. Sometimes we work 7 days a week, sometimes we work once every 2 weeks. And having this like set schedule of Monday through Friday this week has been very eye-opening and humbling, to say the least. And I just appreciate you people out there hustling Monday through Friday.
Can we talk about the 5 day... Sorry, I'm going to show my flowers. Can we talk about the 5-day workday and the 2 days off? Who the fuck came up with you work 5 days and you only get 2 days off? Given, yes, the standards are changing and like, you know, a lot of people are like influencers where they work from home and blah, 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 which is really nice, super beautiful. But for the most part, for most of society, we work either Monday through Friday and then have Saturday, Sunday off, which, okay, cool. But bitch, who said we should only have 2 days off? Who came up with that? Because fuck you and your mom, and I hope your whole lineage died off. Because why do I have to work like a dog 5 days, 8 hours of my day, of my life, and then to just have 2 measly days off? And to make it worse, ooh, my skin in the sun. Hi. Who the fuck came up with getting paid every 2 fucking weeks? Bitch, I should be going home with money in my pocket every day. I gave you a whole full hours of my life that day. Why can't I get paid that day? This is honestly some bullshit. This working shit is really for the birds. I really hope everyone starts to do their own business, starts to do like TikTok, YouTube, all that shit, like influencing shit. I really hope everyone starts doing whatever they can so they don't gotta clock into no bullshit ass job. Someone just waved at me and I don't know who they are. But anyways, yeah, fuck that.
It's so difficult to work 5 times a week, 8 hours a day. I was complaining to my husband the other day. For the longest time, I've worked in a different environment. I haven't worked consistently 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. How do you guys do that?
Question, why are so many people stuck up on working 5 days a week? I saw this post on LinkedIn recently where this guy was like, would you rather have a 4-day or a 5-day work week? I shit you not. People were honestly saying, I'd rather have 5 because I'm used to it. And if I have 4, what am I going to do on the 5th day? Get a life. That's what you're going to do on the 5th day. What do you do on the weekends? Do that. Do you not know that was created by like a CEO of a company 100 years ago to make y'all think that y'all have to work 5 days a week to be successful?
So there's a lot of companies now that are saying they want staff back in the office 5 days a week. And honestly, I think this is terrible. So we've already proven that you can do these jobs outside of the office. So it's not like you actually physically need to be in the office to do the job. You're not like doing machinery or like complicated surgery or anything like that, or basically doing people's teeth or anything that requires you to actually see people. So if you've got an office job, you don't actually need to do that job inside an office. Now, I do get the argument around, you know, it's important to collaborate and, you know, younger people coming into the workforce don't really get to have interactions with, you know, older members of staff who, you know, you might have those kind of like water cooler conversations. And often promotions do happen when people know each other. Unfortunately, that's kind of like the old school way, right? But when you're forcing people back into the office 5 days a week, you're basically saying that you don't want people who have caring responsibilities, particularly women, to work for you. Frankly, I think this is anti-woman. And I know there's going to be some people who are going to say, well, there's lots of jobs where you can't work from home. Yes, that's true. That is very true. But a lot of jobs where you can work from home, why do you need to be in the office? It shouldn't be a crabs in the barrel mentality where because I don't get to do something, neither should you. And I get that for some people, having interactions with colleagues or like with people actually is important for their mental health. That I completely get. And I'm lucky that my company does 2 to 3 days in the office. I only go into 2 days a week. Sometimes I go in 3, but most of the time it's 2 times a week. So I get that. And, you know, there is an element of like social camaraderie. And actually I have probably had more closer interactions with people because I have physically seen them, right? But it still feels like this policy is just completely unnecessary and it is anti-woman, as I said. I would also love to see the research that says that, I'm not going to name the names of companies, but that says that companies who have forced people back into the office have actually achieved greater productivity. Because it feels like you want a certain type of person who is young, doesn't have any caring responsibilities, and more than likely is going to give their life and soul to the company, right? They're going to be prepared to be in that office from, you know, like 8 until 8, like I used to do, if I'm being entirely honest. Before I had kids, I was that person that was in the office at 8 and then I wouldn't leave until 8. And I felt like the longer I worked, the more, I don't know, the more value I was giving to that company. But actually, it was bullshit. And now when I look back, I should never have given so many hours to a job. There was no reward in it for me, ultimately, in the end. But yeah, more importantly, I want to see the research that actually says that sending people back to the office 5 days a week is actually going to achieve anything for these companies, because there's a part of me that feels like that's not going to be the case.
For being a registered nurse to a nurse practitioner is wild, at least in my case, because when I was a registered nurse, I was picking up shifts when I wanted to. And I was working at the health department doing assessments. So I would pick up a 9 o'clock a.m. or a 10 o'clock a.m. assessment with a social worker, do my 3 assessments, be done for the day by 1 p.m. So I worked from 9 or 10 to 1 p.m. and I'm done for the day and I get paid for 8 hours. And I would do that. And I was making $50 an hour. Okay, I just got new orders, 322 orders to sign. I have to sign the orders. Anyway, let's get back to it. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment because I was a PRN princess, and baby, I ain't PRN nothing right now. It's 10:01, and I'm trying to get my brain together because I need to be up at 6:30 so I can make it to work and work as a nurse practitioner 5 days a week. That's crazy. But I'm not going to complain. I'm thankful for what I have. I asked for this. But I just had to get on here and talk about that. Because 5 days a week is crazy. People did this forever.
And whoever came up with the idea of working 5 days a week and only being 2 days off, when I see you, I'm going to turn you every way but loose. Every single way but loose. Now throw your hands up, you big dummy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we only get 1 day off, especially for the ones who work Monday through Friday? Because I feel like Saturday is my only day off. Sunday, I'm prepping for Monday, and I have anxiety, and I'm dwelling about the week already. That's ghetto.
If someone gave you a job offer, but they wanted you to come into the office 5 days a week, and you currently do a hybrid schedule, as in you go into the office maybe 2 times a week and you work from home the other days, or you're fully remote, so you're working from home 100% of the time, what would they have to do for you to be able to accept that offer? And would you accept that offer? In this new space that we're in, working from home is definitely an added benefit for a lot of us. But I'm curious to know, especially for the women, whether you are a working mom, woman in corporate, no kids, but you enjoy your work-life balance. I've been at my current role for 3 years, and one of the things that I absolutely love is that at this point in my career, I get to work from home twice a week and I go into the office 3 days a week. It would take a lot for me to change that lifestyle. Other companies I've interviewed with wanted me to come into the office full time. I was willing to make it work, but the money has to be right. Even with that money, there was always a part of me that was kind of like, that's a red flag. Love my lifestyle where I'm able to work from home twice a week, and I get to now go to the gym after work. As soon as I log out, I don't have to worry about a commute. I don't have to pay the additional expense associated with that commute, and I also don't have to pay the additional expense associated with going to the cleaners. Now, the financial impact is not that significant for me, but my lifestyle impact is well worth it.
And a lot of other younger people have realized that freedom is the most important thing. How you want to live your life is the most important thing. You can always get money back, but your time is extremely precious. You only have a certain amount of time in this world, and then you're gone. You can never buy your time back.
Being a 9-to-5 corporate girly is literally going to work all day, having anxiety about every single meeting that I have to go to, having an overwhelming fear of sounding stupid in those meetings, actually feeling stupid in those fucking meetings, fearing all day that people think that I'm bad at my job, and then coming home and having zero energy to do anything else. I got home 2 hours ago, and I literally can't find the energy to turn on my television. Don't get me wrong, I love having a job. I am so blessed to be employed, but this shit is not for the weak. If you're a corporate girly and you go to work 5 days a week, answer me this one question. Where do you find the will to live after work? Because all I have the energy for is fucking rotting my brain on TikTok. Is this normal? I fear this isn't normal. But then again, maybe it is normal, you know? And if this is normal, I don't want to live this life. But if it's just a me thing, like, can someone tell me how you get yourself to actually care about doing anything else when you get home? Thanks.
I am one of those people who are affected by the executive order where I gotta go back to work 5 days a week. Am I upset? I'm not. Am I mad? I am not. Am I ready? I am not. However, I am so blessed and thankful that I have a job that I can go to and I get a paycheck every 2 weeks. What I will say is, I'm not ready to deal with people 5 days a week. That's the problem I'm having. It's not about going to work or working, because I am one of those people who don't have a problem working. Pray for me. That's what I need prayer for. These people who want to talk all day, walk around, they got 5 years worth of stuff they want to talk about. I don't have the energy for it, okay? That's where I need the prayer at. Not about going to work. It's about talking to people. I'm not ready for people. Ah! Lord, did I just say that out loud? I did. I'm not ready.
I want to know what woman. I want to know what woman stood up back in the day and said, I want to work 5 days a week and 40 hours a week like the men. I know it was a woman. You do too much. You do way too much. Nobody don't want to work that. Nobody want that. Nobody asks for that. Nobody didn't tell you to do that. Okay? Nobody didn't tell you to do that. Lord, I thank you for the job. I do. But I could be at home rubbing my feet together, watching something on Netflix. Now, we up here at work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week or more. Girl, gone.
You know what I don't understand? Why we're expected to work 5 days a week. Like, I feel like life goes by way too freaking fast, and we are required to work 5 days a week to be full-time. Like, why? Shouldn't we work like 3 or 4, 3.5, and then have extra time off to be able to spend with our families and do what we want? I send the majority of my paycheck to daycare for someone else to care for my child who I wanted to raise. But I get to send them to daycare, and daycare workers get to watch them while I pay them. It doesn't make sense.
I need to know how the people that go in 5 times a week into the office, how are y'all doing? Because I go in twice, about to go in 3 times a week, and I'm tired. Like, how are y'all genuinely doing? Like, are y'all okay? How do y'all find time to mingle after work? Like, some of y'all just do stuff after, like you work out, you go to an event. I just need to know, am I like missing out on something? Because this is literally me. I'm literally sitting down my couch, about to watch Severance. It's about to be 6 p.m. and I'm eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Like, this is me. This is the real me.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.